We got a John the last few years, so we kind of got used to that.
So there we go. Mine's a bit stronger than John, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, a little bit. But kind of jumping into things, your first year at Western, I know you had committed a year or two ago, pretty early on it seems. What made you want to come to Western Kentucky?
So I sort of grew up in a little country town back home in West Australia, so this little environment was sort of what drew me towards it. And after speaking to Haggerty about it all, he sort of mentioned it was a bit of a family environment, and I'm all about that close connection with the players, and he said it was just a good environment. So, and Coach LaRusso and Helton pretty much sold it to me really well, so I didn't think twice about it and committed straight away.
With John, I guess, at what point did you meet him, and what's your relationship with him?
I've actually never, I didn't meet him till I got over here, so I sort of spoke to him when I committed. He congratulated me a few times, and I ended up becoming pretty close with his wife and also his kid when I was over here. So the first time I met him was over here, and we sort of both were into Pro Kick Australia back home. That's what sort of drew us together as players and athletes at the time. And no, he helped me heaps when I got here, so I couldn't thank him and his family enough for that.
With Pro Kick Australia, I know he kind of went through that same program, like you said. I guess, how do you get involved with that, and where did you start playing football? How did you get involved?
So most of us sort of come out of a professional environment. I played Australian rules football. I never played gridiron, never played NFL, anything like that. I grew up playing AFL, we call it back home, and I sort of sat down and reevaluated what I want to do, and I retired. I was like, I'm done. And then I get a phone call from one of our coaches back home, Chapman, and they sort of spoke to me and said, do you want to go to America? And I'm like, I'm a bit up and down on this, and there might be a scholarship involved, and your schooling's sorted out, and you get to play football. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then they showed me the crowds, and I'm like, yeah, right, we're going. So that sold it to me, and Pro Kick Australia are an amazing company. I can't be more grateful for what they've done for me personally, and a lot of the young kids as well come through the system too.
And how old are you now?
So I'm 27. Okay. I turned 28 in October. Braden's like behind me, but so October 5th I turned 28, and it's a bit weird telling people I'm a freshman too, because they sort of get a giggle out of it. But still got a few miles in these legs.
Had you ever been to America before you came here for this?
Yeah, so I did family trips with my parents, and a lot of sporting trips come over as well. Do like the high altitude training in Arizona and stuff. So a lot of Australians come over and do that. But last time I came here was mum and dad, and I think it was my sister's graduation present actually. So we did a bit of travelling, which was good.
And how long have you been here for camp, or did you go home for the summer or anything?
No, not at all. So it took me 30 hours to get here. So the flight there and back would have been a hassle. So I've just stayed here all since January. I think 2 weeks into school I got here in January. So I haven't gone home at all.
So what's it been like, meeting people here, or getting acclimated to the team and stuff?
Yeah, it was hard for the first 2 weeks. They didn't really understand what I was saying, and I'd just talk my normal language, and I talk really fast. So the boys would stand there and look at me, and I'm like, you don't understand what I'm saying, do you? So, but no, blokes like Braden and a lot of the other young kids as well have been amazing. They, like my roommate Josh Stearns has been incredible. He's helped me out so much, and I think the coach has been really welcoming too. Coach Helton has always been welcoming to any player that comes into the system, and Coach LaRusso's the same. He invites me to his house for dinner when I first got here, and it's been amazing. I've enjoyed so much here. It's been cool.
With Coach LaRusso, I think he played professionally a little bit in Italy and has dual citizenship. Have you talked to him about that?
No. Everyone asks me what I'm going to do if I'm staying here or not. But I'll sort of play it as it comes. I don't want to leave America. So if the option comes after my fourth year to obviously take to the next level, whether it's NFL or CFL or something like that, I will. But I'll just take it year by year at the moment, and hopefully the dual citizen will come up one day, but we'll wait and see.
And with the competitions and stuff this fall, I know Wes is back this year. What's it been like competing with him so far in the days?
Wes is a great athlete. I think he's been he's right on with what he's doing at the moment, and I think me and him working together at the moment has been awesome, because he pushes me and I push him, and there's always things that, even though he's younger, I learn from him every day and he learns from me every day, and I think he's had a really good spring. He came into it hitting it really well. Obviously we've got just me and him, so it's good just to have those two people competing, because we sort of give each other a bit here and there, but at the end of the day, as Braden said before, it comes down to making us better as athletes and whatever's best for the team too. So.
I know you said you started off playing some Australian rules and stuff. With the American game, I guess, where do you think you're at, in terms of the knowledge of it and the skill set and all that?
Well, I sort of watch a bit of football. I watch a bit of NFL back home. Dad's a Raiders man. I'm a Cowboys man, so I'm always disappointed at the end of the season. But, I'm sort of getting my head around it still. It took me a while to sort of learn it when I got here. I was standing I didn't understand the snapping yards, and I'm standing too close and too back. It took me about a month, but I've sat down and read over some books and got my knowledge pretty well done with it all. I think there's still some areas I need to improve in, obviously, but I reckon the whole pads and helmet thing's a bit weird for me because we don't wear that back home. We run into each other with nothing. So that took me a while to get used to, but no, I'm getting there. That's for sure.
You know, John was really good. He could punt it quite a ways. I think he has the couple of the records for the program season long average punting yard. What do you think your strength is as a punter? Is it placement? Is it kicking?
I think that Hags got me for a power and distance because he's a bit of a bigger lad than me. I hope he watches this and hears it. But I think I just bring a lot. Like my attributes are a bit different to him. Whether it be, I don't know, I'm pretty quick with my feet, so I run. I'm fit. Accuracy is one of my main things as well. So we work a lot on my location. Obviously my going in kicks, I'm pretty wrapped with the way I'm going with that at the moment. It's just more that consistency that I need to work on. So, but yeah, I think Hags has definitely got me for distance. I never can compete against him, that's for sure. So,
I know you said you're from a small town back home. What's it been like getting just used to the whole Bowling Green community? Do you have some favorite spots or anything like that at this point?
Yeah, I think the cold got me when I got here. So where I grew up, we don't get cold. Like I think the coldest days are probably I had to learn Fahrenheit too. It's like 82 degrees Fahrenheit, which is cold for me. So that sort of sucked when I got here. It was snowing, and I'm like, what have I done? I don't know what I've done here. So, but now I love all the restaurants. Chicken McCollum, Joshy Stearns took me under for the first month, and we went to every restaurant. I reckon I went bowling every single day with him just to get out of the house. So probably Tell Me Bowling's my favourite place to go to.
I know Josh and his brother Jared were both really good.
Yep.
Bailey last year competed a lot with those guys at bowling. How are you?
Well, I beat Chicken a few times. I cracked the 200 one day, and he wasn't happy about it. But no, me and him were good side to side. We had Bailey and Jareth come over for a week, and we all went down there and beat Bailey and Jareth pretty easily. So they're no good, but yeah, Josh is pretty good.